What's up, YouTube? You are Rambo McLean once again with another video, and today I'm going to discuss my thoughts, and of course, I'm going to talk about not other than Transformers: The Last Night, which is the 15th franchise, the 15th installment in the franchise, directed by Michael Bay. And this movie fucking sucks! It sucks! This movie is terrible. It fucking sucks. It was god awful. I watched it last night. I mean, what the fuck, Michael Bay, you're doing? What the fuck, man? This was a god awful film. It was terrible. It was awful. This movie really didn't work. And before I continue, I don't hate Michael Bay. I don't hate Transformers. I said I love all Transformer movies. I watched from. I actually have watched all 5 movies, and I'm just gonna go, by ranking and saying this movie, started 10 years ago. When this movie came out, June 21st, 2017. This movie came out 2007. And this is my favorite of Transformers. Actually, my favorite Michael Bay movie. I love this movie to death. I'm sorry, this is my favorite. The best one of all. I love this movie. I don't care what anyone says. I have always enjoyed this film. I love this film. I don't care. It's great. It has great actions, great lead like Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. Great lead. John Turturro is this movie. The voices for Megatron and Bumblebee. I enjoy. I understand what the movie is about. I enjoy. I review this film. This is my favorite. This movie is okay, but it's actually that time when I reviewed, I said my third favorite, but I will put this movie on a fourth favorite. It's still a good movie, still decent movie. It has flaws, I don't mind it there in Egypt. For one of the reasons I respect Michael Bay, because Megan Fox doesn't have so much dialogue in this movie. She doesn't speak that much, so that's good. But yes, I like this film. It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite. This movie, this is actually the Dark of the Moon, the third movie. This will be my second favorite movie. Once you actually go past, the origins of Sentinel Prime, and of course the Barack Obama, President John F. K. John F. Kennedy, JFK, John F. Kennedy, rest in peace, and of course Apollo 11, and you kind of cut and scratch all the long pacing, which is 2 hours 35 minutes long. When you cut that, you have a great entertaining action film. And yes, this is my second favorite in the franchise. And like I said, I don't hate Michael Bay. I love The Rock. I love Bad Boys 1 and 2. Saw Bad Boys 2 in movie theater. I love the first Transformers. Enjoy and love this one. Dark of the Moon, the third one. And of course, I enjoy this film. This is actually now my third favorite. I put above Revenge of the Fallen. And it's funny, someone gave me a dislike because I said this movie is good. Because I defended Michael Bay. And I said this movie is good. So I still have the notes that I wrote it down from the fourth one. Why, in my opinion, Transformers Age of Extinction is actually my third favorite, and I see a good movie. Because, okay, yes, it has flaws. It's 2 hours, 45 minutes, way too long. The face scene is way too long. But what mostly people forgot is it has a tons of good action, explosions. We have a great leads, I wrote it down. I explained the fourth one why I deleted it, because someone gave me a dislike. Like I said, if you don't agree with me, leave me alone. Leave my video alone, go away if you don't agree. I want to be left alone. I'm doing this videos for myself and not for anyone. But this movie was the worst one. I mean, so I saw this YouTuber Chandler Talks Movies, I think was Chandler. This YouTuber ranks a lot of franchises, and when I watch his franchise, I think he put Bumblebee as his favorite. I know it's his list, it's interesting, but I will not put Bumblebee as my favorite Transformers movie. I would say Bumblebee is a spin-off or a prequel. I have not seen it. I will get into it when I see it, but my friend hates The Last Night and hates Bumblebee, and also he hates Age of Extinction. I love Age of Extinction, but this is my favorite, not Bumblebee. He said Transformers and Transformers Dark on the Moon are his second, third favorite, but Bumblebee is his favorite. But he actually said that the Last Night is actually the fourth one. But he put Age of Extinction and the Revenge of the Fallen, the worst one. No. I'm gonna tell you once again. Those two movies that gets crap. These two movies are not bad movies. They're not bad movies. The Last Night is the worst one. And don't worry, I'll get into it. Why I dislike and despise this movie. I mean, what the fuck, Michael Bay? But I'll get into it. But these two movies are not bad. They're not bad. People are saying this movie is bad. The Last Night is even worse. This is the worst one. I thought the Age of Extinction was a damn good movie. It was a really good movie. And I explained why, but I'll get into it. Why I say that Age of Extinction is not bad. Even though with a long running time, and even people are complaining performances, direction is still good. I enjoy tons of actions, the great effects, on IMAX effects that Michael Bay directed. He shot. I enjoy the cast. At least it has less humor than even the second one. The second one, the humor kind of feels flat, and that's one of the reasons why people hate Revenge of the Fallen. Revenge of the Fallen is not the worst one, and so it's not Age of Extinction. The Last Night, to me, so far, is the worst one. The worst one, in my opinion. But I'll get into it. Now, I reviewed Age of Extinction, I think it was in Sunday, but don't worry, I re-uploaded again since the one gave me a dislike. Leave me alone if you don't like my review. Leave me alone then. But my favorite, the reason in Age of Extinction I enjoy is because my favorite character, my favorite Transformer is Lockdown. A badass Transformer. He was a badass, terrifying Transformer villain ever. Lockdown, we got such a great, cool Lockdown. My favorite character. He goes and smokes Lucas Flannery, He throws all those grenades, and you can see the actress Nicola Pell, Jack Rayner, and of course Mark Wahlberg running. They all three, they're running, and Lucas Flannery gets killed. He turns into ashes. Lockdown is actually a bounty hunter, and of course he's an assassin, and he hunts down Decepticons and Autobots. He hunts down Optimus Prime. And Optimus Prime, he's still a badass, but Lockdown's my favorite character. I love the music score for Lockdown. And besides, we have such a great, cool bad guys characters. That's one of the reasons I enjoy. You have a good characters. Like of course, we got good characters, like Harold Attinger, CIA Black Ops unit, eliminate all Transformers of this planet, and of course, there actually were Cemetery Wind, I think that was that was an assignment, or that was a mission or assignment called, Cemetery Wind. But I enjoy Kelsey Grammer as Harold Attinger, CIA Black Ops unit, the head of the unit. I enjoy the other Titus Villivier as James Savoy, ruthless corrupt CIA agent, second in command working for Attinger. We have a great, cool, bad guys, James Seawoy and of course Harold Attinger, two bad guys. And we have a great, cool robot as Lockdown. And that's, people forgot, the action sequences. Mark Wahlberg did 90% of his own stunts. I mean, people forgot that. We have a hot actress, Nicola Peltz. She's awesome, she's hot, she's sexy. They forgot, that I like this girl. I like girls. She's good. I like her. She's good. That's what people forgot about Age of Extinction. Now to this piece of garbage. Oh my god. Now, I'm trying to find out my note for this movie. So this was released, 10 years after the original Transformer, and hopefully it's the last one. Now, why this movie was god-awful, it's bad. Okay, let's go to the plot. First off, the plot makes no sense. So we find ourselves in a dark ages, I think was middle age or something, when Arthur, Lancelot, those knights, they're fighting a battle against British army or something, I don't get this goddamn history. I don't get this history. So Merlin, played by Stanley Tucci, I completely forgot him. Stanley Tucci, he played Joshua Joyce, ambitious, arrogant businessman in Age of Extinction. This movie, he plays Merlin, and he's barely in the fucking film. He only has one scene, and I barely recognize him. John Turturro returns, and he's useless. With a fucking beard, his shitty hair, he's fucking useless. He only has a cameo scene. Josh Duhamel as William Lennox returns, and he fucking sucks. He's useless. He's old and he's fucking useless. Fuck him. He's shitty character. And I'm just gonna fuck the plot, fuck this movie. So, what's going on? Okay, so Megatron is a fucking useless in this movie. He barely does do jack shit in this movie. Optimus Prime is barely in the fucking film. He goes back to Cybertron, and like I said, we find ourselves in Middle Ages, and we find out that Merlin, who's supposed to be a magician or a wizard, he finds the goddamn stick or talisman in which he makes sure that that Arthur and Lancelot win the war and the battle. So Optimus Prime returns to his home Cybertron. He's been captured by Quintessa, played by her voice was by Gima Chan. Quintessa, and he's been manipulated to help to bring Cybertron once again on a planet Earth. And he's barely in the fucking film. Optimus Prime is barely in the fucking film. Megatron, he has a fucking red eye. Like he has a fucking red eye. He's fucking useless in this movie. He barely does anything. In the finale, which sucked, with one kick, Optimus Prime kicks Megatron, and he flies out of the ship, and that's it for Megatron. That's a great death. Optimus Prime barely does in this movie as jack shit. So once again, Mark Wahlberg returns as Kate Yeager for the fourth movie, and my god, he is bad in this movie. I thought, is this movie, I am watching a Transformers, or I'm actually watching Star Wars going to Terminator, and Kate Yeager, played by Mark Wahlberg, acts like Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor from the Terminator, but she's now transported into Terminator Salvation, and he acts like Sarah Connor in this movie. And this movie, Michael Bay, he turned this movie into like Terminator. I mean, those robots act like they're Terminator. This is Terminator movie. First I thought it was like Star Wars going berserk, but actually they acted like Kate Yeager is now Sarah Connor fighting these robots in the fucking future. What am I watching? Transformers or the Terminator franchise? I mean, what the Fuck, Michael Bay, you're doing? The humor didn't work. The action sequences does not work for me. Oh my god. If you remember what the hell, why I'm not continuing with the plot, I barely remember the fucking plot. I watched it last night. I thought, what the fuck I'm watching? So I think that Kate Yeager, actually there's those few kids fighting a transformer, and now because all Autobots are still the U.S. Army tries to kill them all by trying to get them all out of here. I mean, so they just fuck everything, and there's this little girl, I forgot to mention, there's a transformer, a robot, and this little girl saves the kids from US Air Force that tries to blow them up. They try to blow up kids. I like that this soldier says there's still kids in danger, and he tries to say that I like that, but blowing up a robot with the kids, are you fucking stupid? This movie was stupid, was ridiculous, was even worse than this movie and this movie. And people are saying this movie is bad. Watch Last Night. Last Night is the worst Transformer movie I have ever seen. The worst one. So yeah, this little girl goes and saves these kids, and she claims that this robot is actually her family, and she says, "He's my boyfriend." I was, what? This little girl, she says a robot is her boyfriend. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was, what? Oh my god. Oh my god, the plot just did not work. Oh my god. What happened with this movie, man? Oh my god. So somehow Kate Yeager saves them, so this little girl goes to him. The first half hour, we find out that he's a fugitive, and the soldiers are trying to find him. He's hiding with the Autobots. No Megatron, actually no Optimus Prime this movie. And once again, the humans are working with the Decepticon Megatron, and he goes, "Oh, give me those robots." By the way, no, I don't remember what the hell robots he was even chosen for this fucking mission. But since when humans are working Megatron are fucking stupid this movie. Oh my god, this movie fucking stupid and ridiculous. Oh my god, the jokes did not work. The story did not work. The plot just did not make sense. So then we find out Anthony Hopkins is now in this movie. We find out actually that he's in a clan with Vicky. Is this clan of McCloud, of Highlander? She's in clan with Vicky, and we find out now, oh, so all with Vickies are dead, including Sam, From this movie that the Sam story ended, he's dead now. We saw Shia LaBeouf's face in it, and he's dead now. And this Autobot or whatever he was goes and kidnaps this bitch. Vivienne Wimbley, I don't know what the fuck she is, a college professor or something. I just didn't give a fuck about it. And she gets kidnapped. And Kate Foster's been because they need him, and because he goes and keeps insulting this little bitch. This fucking robot tries to kill him for a girl. Oh my god, this was so bad. This movie goes, so somehow, Kate Yeager got this amulet, and he is now searching for this stick, this Merlin stick, because Optimus Prime returns now back like after 2 hours, he returns back and he tries to find that long stick, that Merlin stick, so that Gwintessa can bring Cybertron on our planet. And Anthony Hopkins' character knows now the end of the world. Oh my god. So they go somehow with this fucking, they actually get, they've been chased by TRF, Transformers Reaction Force, what the fuck, TRF? Like Terminator reactions, you know. This movie feels like Terminator Salvation. And there's another scene I forgot to mention where this little girl shows up to Kate, you know. Kate acts like Dennis Hopper from Speed, who pop quiz hot shot, you know. He completely goes and he copies the lines, you know, from Speed, from Dennis Hopper's character. So they somehow escape by TR Force and TRF or whatever. They escape from the soldiers. They kidnap a fucking ship. So this bitch, she's now, we find out, you know, no, actually this bitch brings Kate home. He has a fucking long hair. Yes, Kate has a fucking long hair. She brings her home. They're looking for a clue that her dead father left her. And this woman thinks they have a sex in the room. It fucking sucks. So they escape with the submarine. I don't know how the fuck is even Bumblebee underwater. Wouldn't it be somehow damaged? I think that cars can't swim. He's somehow on a submarine. No, this is just ridiculous. This movie was just bad. It was just ridiculous. The plot didn't work. Because I don't get what the fuck the Knights even had to do with this movie. I tried to get into it. I tried to follow it. I can't. You know, the plot is so confusing. I mean, what the fuck, Michael Bay? No good. I don't see any good villains. Gwintessa is a shitty villain. She barely does do jack shit in this movie. And Megatron, he's been killed so fast, you know, with one kick. Optimus goes, kicks him one kick, and he's dead. He flies out of the ship. They go and kill off Anthony Hopkins. This movie gives a big fuck you to Anthony Hopkins. You know, then I forgot he played Hannibal Lecter, but he gets killed on a shitty way with CGI. The effects didn't work. The direction this time didn't work. And this bitch tries to get this stick. She gets this stick. She somehow saves the goddamn universe or whatever. The movie is saved. You know, she also kisses before she goes on her suicide mission. She kisses Kate. Oh, fuck this movie. Fuck this movie, man. Fuck this movie. This was the worst one. 35 minutes, 2.5 hours with slow pacing. Terrible, poorly paced editing, terrible direction, shitty outlines. Oh, too much stunt doubles for Mark Wahlberg in this movie. Marky Mark, yes, he was barely in the fucking film, you know, for the stunt scenes. Optimus Prime is barely in the fucking film. He's fucking useless. Megatron is fucking useless. I don't see any good characters, you know. So, screenplay, you know, Aaron Kruger, he wrote the second movie, Aaron Kruger, he co-wrote the second movie, the third one he wrote himself, and the fourth one, but he was being replaced with Art Markham, Matt Holloway, and Ken Nolan. There were 3 screenwriters, and they came with this. 3 writers, they came with this shitty story with shitty cast that did not work. Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot this guy from the second movie. I think he was in the first General Morschauer. I think he was in the first movie. I barely remember him. He was in the second movie, And of course, the story. Art Markham, Matt Holloway, and Ken Nolan, with Akiva Goldsman. They're like 4 guys who wrote a story and 3 guys who wrote a fucking screenplay, but they came with this. And Michael Bay's shitty direction. This movie is Pearl Harbor all over. Just like Pearl Harbor, this movie sucked. Transformers, the 5th installment, the last night, sucked. It sucked, this movie. This movie really sucked. Yes, it's a really bad movie. It doesn't work. The jokes doesn't work. Like, this little girl says, oh, it's my boyfriend. What? A robot? Transformer is your robot. He's your family. What? Where the fuck are we living, man? No, I don't buy it. I don't buy the love story that a little girl has for a robot. Fuck this movie, man. Fuck this movie. 2 hours and 35 minutes. And this was like 2070's budget to $600 million. Even it cost even more than the 4th one. But it got worldwide $605 million. This was a box office disappointment in my opinion. Because the 3rd one, the 4th one made $1 billion. The 2nd and the 1st one, they both made over $700 to $800 million. This was $600 million. No wonder it's a failure. This movie failed. Michael Bay, you blew it. You blew it, Michael Bay. You blew it in this movie. What I find this movie disrespectful was killing Anthony Hopkins in this movie. He was Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. How could you? How dare you to kill him off movie? How dare you? How dare you to kill Anthony Hopkins off? How dare you? William Lennox didn't do nothing for me. He was useless. John Turturro, he was only a few scenes in the fucking film. He, as Agent Stevens, we don't even know who the fuck he is. He was barely in the film. He was only 3 scenes and that's it. And all he did was say Anthony Hopkins in this clan, in this night clan. And he was like a beggar in this movie. A disrespectful. Or he's now living with a robot. Oh my God. I don't know what happened with Jack Rayner. His character, Shane Dyson's not mentioned in this movie. Thank God. Paula Pell, she's not in this movie. I think we listened to other actress as her voice. She's like in college and that's it. No Joshua Joyce in this movie. I'm surprised that Stanley Tucci returned with a different character as Merlin. Oh, I forgot. He's a grandfather of Vivian Wembley. He's a grandfather, she's an ancestor, and this little bitch, she has to save our planet, because she's, I forgot, a few knights try to stab Optimus Prime when Mark Wahlberg says, I fought with you. And how is even Mark Wahlberg grabbing a sword when one of the robots swings and tries to kill, Optimus Prime, but he blocks the hit with the sword. How? He's not, the robots are larger than him. How he did that? I know. Fucking CGI with shitty effects. The ending made no sense. The final made no sense. There's no good villains, no good characters. Tessa is a shitty villain. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do goddamn anything because, so Optimus at first, he's a bad guy. He goes and fights Bumblebee. Bumblebee kicks Optimus Prime's butt. Yes, Bumblebee kicked Optimus Prime's ass. He kicked his ass. But in the end, Bumblebee surrenders and somehow, Optimus Prime gets conscious, And then he decides to fight back. He says we have to defeat Vitessa, so they go, they defeat her. Vitessa disappears so quickly, she doesn't do anything. Megatron with a red eye, as a red scar from his left eye is a disgrace. Megatron doesn't do anything. Robots didn't do anything. The action sequences are terrible. There's no explosions. The explosions, if they are, they're terrible. Or I probably didn't see it. And this was in IMAX. Now I know why I wanted to stay away. At the time, I thought this movie was bad. This movie is not bad. I see it now. This movie, The Last Night, is bad. Because, by the way, I don't have this movie in collection. I quit with Transformers because this one, at the time, was bad. But no, Age of Extinction is not a bad movie. It's a really decent movie. If you see that Lockdown is actually a really badass, terrifying villain. He's a great Transformer. I wish he would be. I'm glad he was killed off, but at least he was still a good robot. He was still a badass. He killed Ratchet. He killed Lucas Flannery. He was hunting him down. I love his ship. I'm sorry, but I don't see Age of Extinction being a shitty movie. No, Last Night is a fucking shitty movie. This is a shitty, god-awful movie. Hope this will be the last, but no, the 7th movie is coming out. I still have to watch Bumblebee. Yes, I'll see this garbage movie, but this movie... Fuck this movie. This is actually the last movie Michael Bay directed, thank God. Now I know why people hate it. I hate Pearl Harbor. I hate this movie. I hated the time in Armageddon. Bruce Willis dies. Why he has to die? He's my favorite character. He's my favorite action star. And I love John McClane. Why Michael Bay killed off Bruce Willis? Why? My title, Rambo McClane for life. You see my poster, Die Hard Vengeance, which is my favorite Die Hard film. Always has been. Between the first two, it was hard to choose, but I choose both of them, but the third one is my favorite. The first one will be always my favorite, my second favorite. But why Michael Bay had to go over almost 3 hours long film, goes and kills off Bruce Willis. Disrespectful. I was so disappointed in that film. But it wasn't bad. Pearl Harbor was 3 hours long, no action, fucking late drama. I watched it once and I was so disappointed. And this movie, Transformers, being a Transformers fan, this was a disappointing film. This little girl goes, so now Autobots are my family. I don't have my parents, so now this robot's my boyfriend. He's my family. Kate is now my family. What the fuck happened with your daughter, Kate? So now Kate, he's Sarah Connor from Terminator. The first half is like Terminator from 1984 till 2009 Salvation. He's now Sarah Connor transforming into John Connor. He's the Last Night in this movie. The terrible direction, terrible screenplay, terrible, ridiculous story. Does not deserve to be 5.2 in my opinion. Shitty soundtracks, terrible shitty music. I didn't give a fuck about the music score at all in this movie. Anthony Hopkins is now narration in this movie. He's a narrator in this movie. But they go and kill him off. Why? Why he's been killed off in this movie? I knew this movie will be bad. I felt that when I read the comments, but so I said, I'm not gonna watch it. Now I do have. I watched this movie for 2 hours, 35 minutes, and this just was god awful. And the story is forgettable. It's lame. It's shit. It's a piece of shit movie. It fucking sucks. It's a piece of shit movie. The 5th Transformers is a shitty movie. The worst one. And there's this YouTuber, Sean Chandler, I think it's just Chandler talks about movies. Sean Chandler talks about movies. This is a YouTuber who talks a lot about films. I don't know if he even does reviews because I don't watch his content, but he is usually the one that ranks a lot of franchises, and mostly his videos in all franchises are always at the top when you decide to wrote like a franchise you like from best to worst. You're gonna find his video the first. So I checked his because there are 6 Transformer movies, and he goes and he ranks them, and he said that Bumblebee is his favorite. Okay, it's his list. I can't do anything about it. But Bumblebee, I have not seen. But he also put Last Night as the 4th one. But yet, Revenge of the Fallen was the worst one. Yet, Age of Extinction was the worst one. But the Last Night and Bumblebee are the best. I have a friend who hates both the films. He hates this film. He hates this film to pieces. Hates this film. I said, no, I love this film. He hates this film. I love this film. He hates this film. I'm ranting now. He hates the next film. I still have to watch Bumblebee. I tried once. I could not get it. The goddamn film. I only saw the beginning and I throw it out. I'll try to watch Bumblebee and I'll review the film. I barely make it. I want to greet, but okay, I keep torturing myself to this movie. Anyway, there's people who say this movie is bad. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you. Yes, it has 2 hours, 45 minutes long. But it still has a good cast, Hot actress. Optimus Prime is still a badass. Lockdown. What a great robot. A terrifying villain. The effects are great. It's not in the fucking future. It's not apocalyptic. The Last Night acts like it's Resident Evil or over. Or like Mad Max, the Road Warrior in post-apocalypse now. With those robots. That's how they acted. The acting was terrible. Mark Wahlberg had, with his shitty long hair, he didn't do nothing for me. He was awful as the lead. Oh. The little girl was terrible. Oh, he's my boyfriend. The robot is your boyfriend. Oh my god. This movie was bad from the beginning till end. It was bad. And like I said, I counted a lot of flaws, a lot of mistakes, a lot of humor that didn't work. Like this girl saying, this is my boyfriend. A robot is a boyfriend. Who's gonna believe you? Or when the first hour acts like, no Optimus Prime, the first hour, only one scene, the first hour he's not in this movie. Kate acts like he's Sarah John Connor in a post-apocalyptic. He's now a leader of those Autobots. He acts like he's the leader of the resistance, of those Autobots. But those armies is hunting them. This is like they are not original. They try to do this franchise into Terminator franchise. This does not work. It just does not work. It just doesn't work. And we got 6 Terminators. Only 2 movies are good. Okay, the 3rd one I like. It's a decent. I saw a movie theater. It's a decent one. The 4th one I still love. The 5th one, which was a reboot, sucked. There was another sequel, Dark Fate. It sucked. It was a feminist movie. It sucked. The 5th movie, this movie does not work. Transformers, The Last Night just doesn't work because it's a terrible story, in the Dark Ages, and they're like knights fighting with this war, and of course a Transformer gives Merlin a power, so these Americans, or Lancelot or Arthur win the battle, and put the order. Oh, all with Wiki now are dead. Sam with Wiki is now dead. I mean, how dare you movie kill off Sam with Vicky, or even put his picture in it? No explanation how he died. Nothing. No explanation. Oh, so now this is a clan with Vicky from the Dark Ages. It's just terrible story, terrible, ridiculous jokes, outlines, shitty story. No Optimus Prime from this movie. He's barely in the fucking film. Megatron is a fucking useless. All Decepticons are useless. Autobots are useless. With one hit, with one kick, Optimus Prime kicks Megatron with one kick, and he's been killed so easily off. They bring nothing new. This franchise is obviously dead. They bring nothing new. It's been now 40 minutes I've been ranting this movie. I really don't have anything much to say about this film. I can go on and on and on, repeating the same punchlines, for this movie, but it's just not worth of my time. I'm just tired, I'm tired. One movie left. Don't give me dislike, if you don't agree with me, just go away, leave me alone, This is just my video, my opinion. Yes, my thoughts, my opinion. And Transformers The Last Night sucked. This movie sucked? No. This movie is a masterpiece compared to The Last Night. Like I said, my friends hate this film. I love this film. Like I said, Lockdown, we got such a badass cool character, Lockdown, and a few fans also say that Lockdown is a damn good robot, but people say, oh no, he isn't. At least better than fucking Megatron. He was at least better. He stabbed Lockdown went and he stabbed Megatron, but in this movie, no, he stabbed Optimus Prime. I forgot, no, Megatron. He goes and stabs Optimus Prime. And on the hand, Tessa puts the hook, puts on the sword, and Shane drives the tow truck, and he goes and drives the tow truck, and the sword goes out of Optimus Prime's chest. Optimus Prime grabs the sword and kills Lockdown. I like that scene, In this movie, Megatron doesn't do jack shit. He doesn't even stand a chance against Optimus Prime. They're barely even fighting this movie. Optimus Prime with one kick kicks Megatron, and he flies out the ship, and that's it. That's it. Megatron in this goddamn film is fucking useless. He's fucking useless. John Turturro's character was fucking useless. He was only in cameo scene in 3 scenes with a fucking beard and fucking lame haircut. Oh my god, this movie gave nothing but a big fuck you. He gave us nothing but a big fuck you. That's what these guys did with this screenplay. They disrespected Agent Simmons because in the first 3 he had a ball. This movie he sucked. William Lennox was fucking old. He was useless. Oh my god. Gerald Marshauer was only one scene. He didn't do anything. Oh. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. I did not expect to be so bad movie. But being a fan of Transformers, fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. And like I said, this is my favorite in the franchise. I love this film. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Beautiful cast, Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, great cars, action sequences, beautiful music. This movie has nothing. It hasn't any soundtracks. This is my second favorite. Always will be. Love this film. My third favorite. People hate this film. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. Yes, it has long pace. I agree. The first 17 till 30 minutes, I hated it. It was boring. But when the movie kept running, there were good marriages. We still have a good action scenes. Like Lockdown, James Savoy, Harold Attinger, three great bad guys. This movie has none. Quintessa is a shitty bad guy, shitty character, shitty villain, shitty bad guy, shitty character. She doesn't do jack shit in this movie. This will be my second. This will be actually my fourth favorite now. But you know what? The Fallen. He was still a badass. I don't remember if maybe this is Megatron, but the Fallen, he still was a good one. He still was a good character in my opinion. Those who claims that this movie is bad, I'm sorry, it's not. This movie isn't even close bad. Last Night is even worse than this movie. It's even worse. But I enjoy this film. But that's just me. I don't have this film. I don't have the fifth one in my collection. I don't have Bumblebee because I don't care. I don't care about Bumblebee. I don't care. But like I said, those movies are my movies. I enjoy them. I enjoy this film. I enjoy them, I enjoy. Those are my movies. Well, that's my review and rant. Actually, no, this is just an ultra rant on Transformers. Last Night, the worst Transformer movie, another shitty Michael Bay movie. And this and Pearl Harbor to me so far are now the worst one. But yeah, I'm out. And one last movie I have to watch and review. Then I'm officially done with Transformers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon in the next video. I don't know what will be, but see ya in Bumblebee soon. I'm out. Peace. Take care.